The introduction of the concept of Apple and Epic's roles in the tech and gaming industries requires a deep dive into their significant influence and evolving dynamics. Apple, a tech giant renowned for its innovative products and ecosystem, serves as a gatekeeper in the digital marketplace. Epic Games, a major player in the gaming industry with its flagship game Fortnite and the Unreal Engine, challenges traditional norms, striving for more open ecosystems. These two companies embody the tension between closed and open systems, illustrating the larger debate over control and freedom in digital spaces. The significance of Apple and Epic's roles is paramount. This clash represents not only a legal and corporate battle, but reflects a broader industry paradigm. Apple has consistently set standards with its closed ecosystem, ensuring security and consistent user experience. Meanwhile, Epic advocates for more equitable revenue distribution and platform access, exemplified by its critique of Apple's App Store fees. This confrontation forces a re-evaluation of market structures, potentially redefining how digital goods and services are distributed and monetized in the tech landscape. Real-world examples underscore this dynamic. The lawsuit Epic filed against Apple in 2020 after Fortnite was removed from the App Store for bypassing its payment system is a prime illustration. This legal battle highlights the growing scrutiny over App Store monopolies and commission rates, impacting developers globally. Another example is Apple's influence on mobile gaming through its App Store policies, which dictate what games can be offered and under what terms. This control affects countless developers and shapes the gaming experience of millions. Supporters of Epic's stance argue that this battle is a fight for digital freedom, advocating for lower fees and more opportunities for developers, which could lead to more innovation and diversity in the app marketplace. Critics of this closed system point to the potential stifling of smaller developers who cannot afford hefty commission fees. However, challenges and controversies abound. Apple defends its policies as mechanisms to maintain security and quality essential for user trust. Critics argue these policies are monopolistic. Furthermore, alternative viewpoints suggest that complete openness may compromise security and lead to a chaotic user experience. This interplay between Apple and Epic influences broader industry trends, such as regulatory scrutiny on monopolistic behavior and the demand for fair competition. It also impacts consumer expectations for digital ecosystems and emerging business models. This introduction sets the stage for analyzing how these players, as game changers or market makers, shape the future of technology and gaming. In examining the role of Apple and Epic as either game changers or market makers, we delve into their transformative influence on the tech and gaming industries. A game changer is an entity that disrupts existing norms and practices, ultimately altering the trajectory of a sector. A market maker, conversely, creates liquidity and introduces new products or services that reshape consumer expectations and market standards. Both Apple and Epic have consistently intersected these roles, signaling their significance in the broader landscape. Apple's influence as a market maker is starkly reflected in its App Store ecosystem. As the gateway for mobile applications, the App Store revolutionized how software is distributed and monetized, setting industry standards with its developer guidelines and revenue-sharing models. Epic Games, veering towards being a game changer, shook the industry with the launch of Fortnite, a massive multiplayer game that popularized the now ubiquitous Battle Royale format. It redefined engagement, demonstrating how a free-to-play model paired with microtransactions could yield significant profits, thereby altering the economic model for game development worldwide. The significance of these examples is monumental. Apple's App Store has not only propelled the evolution of mobile applications, but has also been a linchpin in Apple's financial success. Epic's maneuvers with Fortnite contributed to broader acceptance of new gaming paradigms and underscored the importance of cross-platform play. Collectively, such innovations have pushed boundaries in consumer expectations and market dynamics. However, these advancements are not without contention. Apple's control over its ecosystem has sparked debates about monopolistic practices, with critics arguing that its 30% commission hinders innovation and competition. Epic Games notably challenged this narrative by initiating legal action against Apple, arguing for more equitable terms for developers. This ongoing litigation underscores a critical tension in the field: the balance between fostering innovation and maintaining open competition. Ultimately, these developments influence the wider debate on digital rights, market regulation, and the future of technology innovation. The impact of Apple and Epic as either game changers or market makers extends beyond individual products or services. It shifts how industries operate and grow, prompting stakeholders to continually reassess strategies in an ever-evolving marketplace. This interplay of competition, innovation, and regulation continues to define the digital economy, influencing how companies and consumers engage. The historical background and influence of Apple in the tech sector provide a foundational context for understanding its role as both a game changer and market maker. Apple Inc., founded by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne in 1976, has continuously pushed the boundaries of technology, shaping consumer behavior and industry standards over the decades. Its influence is monumental as each product release tends to redefine market expectations and often creates entirely new product categories. The significance of Apple's historical influence is deeply tied to its ability to innovate and set trends that others in the industry follow, making it a quintessential market maker. When Apple introduced the iPhone in 2007, it revolutionized the mobile phone industry by transforming a simple communication device into a powerful handheld computer with a touch interface. This shift not only altered consumer habits but also spurred the proliferation of smartphone applications, thereby establishing an entirely new ecosystem that pervades daily life today. Another noteworthy example is the introduction of the iPad in 2010. While tablets existed prior, Apple's entry into the market established tablets as a distinct and desirable category, once again showcasing its skill in creating demand where none had previously existed. This move not only captured significant market share but also compelled competitors to invest in and prioritize tablet development, underscoring Apple's role as a market leader. Supporters of Apple's market influence often highlight the company's commitment to design, user experience, and its walled garden ecosystem as key factors that distinguish its products and maintain customer loyalty. Critics, however, argue that Apple's practices can stifle competition, particularly due to its control over the App Store and the often rigid terms imposed on developers, leading to controversies over monopolistic behavior. In the broader context of analyzing Apple's influence, its historical background and role in shaping market trajectories intersect significantly with the gaming industry, exemplifying its dual role as a game changer and market maker. Apple's advancements in hardware and software have significantly impacted gaming experiences on mobile devices, reshaping how games are developed, distributed, and consumed. This convergence of technology and gaming creates an intricate tapestry of influence that further defines its impact on the industry. The examination of Apple's historical influence is crucial for understanding its current position in technological evolution and its continuous role in defining and redefining industry standards, highlighting how past actions continue to inform strategic decisions and market dynamics in the present. Analyzing the influence of Apple and Epic Games on the industry revolves around understanding their roles as both game changers and market makers. A game changer introduces innovations that fundamentally alter the industry landscape, while a market maker establishes market norms or practices. In the case of Apple and Epic, their influence lies in their capacity to innovate technological standards and challenge existing market structures. Apple, primarily through its App Store ecosystem, has been a game changer by revolutionizing how digital content is distributed and monetized. Its introduction of a unified platform for app developers has shifted the power dynamics in the tech industry, creating new opportunities for developers and users alike. For example, Apple's simplicity in app purchases and strict quality control has raised the bar for software reliability and security standards. Epic Games significantly impacted the industry with its Unreal Engine, which democratized game development by providing powerful tools accessible to both indie developers and large studios. Through the Unreal Engine, games like Fortnite have become cultural phenomena, setting new trends in interactive entertainment and digital convergence. The significance of Apple and Epic's influence centers around their capacity to continuously reshape consumer expectations and business models. Apple's strict control over its App Store, enforcing a 30% commission fee on transactions, sparked fierce debate over profit sharing and platform monopolies. Conversely, Epic challenged this paradigm by introducing its Epic Games Store with a reduced commission rate, compelling a re-evaluation of digital commerce fairness and fostering healthier competition in the app marketplace. Supporters of Apple's approach argue that its ecosystem ensures app quality and security, fostering consumer trust. Meanwhile, proponents of Epic's model advocate for empowering developers with better revenue shares, which fosters innovation and reduces barriers to entry for smaller creators. However, these influences are not without challenges. Apple's grip on app distribution has raised antitrust concerns and led to high-profile legal battles with Epic, challenging Apple's market dominance. Critics argue this control stifles competition and innovation by limiting developers' payment options. Ultimately, the friction between Apple and Epic underscores a crucial aspect of their influence, balancing innovation with fair market practices. This conflict has implications beyond tech, influencing digital policy discussions and shaping future technological landscapes. Their actions not only redefine the present but also set precedents that will guide future industry developments, making their influence an insightful study in how market forces adapt and evolve in a rapidly changing digital age.